Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, yay, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your support. And as you know, I reply to every comment. So comment down below if you've seen this movie and what you thought of it. And if you're brand new to my channel, yay, you found me. Finally, I've been waiting for you. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money or both sometimes watching a particular film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Rumble Through the Dark. This brutal action movie is now streaming on sites like Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, Vudu, Google Play, and even YouTube. So the movie is rated R for a lot of very good reasons, which I'll get to in just a minute. It's an hour and 56 minutes, and the movie review mom grade I'm giving it is a B. So let me give you an overview in a nutshell to explain why I gave it the grade that I did, and then I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't, tips for parents, interesting lines, funny lines, and more. So in a nutshell, Aaron Eckhart has been very busy lately. The thriller was released a couple of months ago, but I finally had time to watch it just recently. His most recent film, The Bricklayer, came out this month. So check out my review of that one here. In fact, I'll load that one up so you can watch it to see if that's something that you want to like, especially if you're an Aaron Eckhart fan like I am. The story is about a boxer, played by Eckhart, who struggles to pay off his debts in a desperate attempt to salvage the family home of his dying foster mother. The film is based on the book called The Fighter by Michael Ferris Smith. The film was directed by young brothers, Graham and Parker Phillips. So kudos to them. Congratulations on directing their first film together. They've both acted for a number of years, and Parker previously directed the movie called The Bygone in 2019. So we'll see if they're going to emerge into another Coen Brothers type of talent. So fingers crossed, I hope they have great success. Let me give you some tips for parents. As I mentioned, the movie is rated R. There is a lot of violence, lots of profanity, including F-bombs, destruction of property, gambling, alcohol, bullying, various weapons are used. A kid yells at another boy, "Hey, lesbian boy," which is just weird because the guy wasn't a lesbian. Whatever. We see bloody images, dead bodies. We see a shirtless man. Not that that's bad. It's Aaron Eckhart. A tattooed woman dances erotically while only wearing pasties on her chest. Now, some of the themes that are illustrated well in the film are boxing, repaying debts, and repaying kindness. I really liked that combination. Foster family, blood family, parenting, knowing who you are, and digging deep inside you. So there were a lot of things I really did like about this film. First of all, obviously, I'm a fan of Aaron Eckhart, even if he tends to be in crummy movies lately. One of my sons has his eyes and facial structure, and so I feel oddly connected to this actor. Aaron, notice I'm calling him by his first name because we're so close, has a Southern accent in the film to fit in with the Mississippi Delta region. The first time I heard something come out of his mouth, I was like, oh, I don't know about that. But then it grew on me and I thought he did a good job. He gives a very powerful performance physically and emotionally. He takes a lot of hard-hitting beatings for our entertainment and truly disappears into this character. And I really thought it was one of his best performances ever. I'm also a fan of Bella Thorne, so I was excited to see her in something again. She does a good job. And wow, Derek Russo is a beast. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything before. I had to look him up, and I found out that he's a stuntman, a voice actor, a Marine Corps veteran, college and minor league football player, and even a professional stand-up comedian. I had no idea. I'm a fan. He definitely sold his part. We don't see him a ton in this movie, but he made an impact on me for sure. The rest of the cast also does a good job and includes Richie Coster, Virginia Newcomb, Richie Montgomery, and Michael McCall. The cast also has Marianne Jean-Baptiste. Now, I recently saw her in another film where she plays a very sweet mother. Not in this one, even though her name is Mama in this movie, she is vicious. And it was really fun to watch her in two movies back to back that I reviewed with totally different characters, and they were both believable. So kudos to her. The film was filled with broken people and flawed characters just trying to survive in the world. And they were all very believable and heartbreaking to watch, honestly. And I love it when a film really evokes that emotion, like I have an emotion or a reaction to the character. So I really liked that. When we spend time in bars with Aaron Eckhart's character, we hear the exact kind of music that we would hear in places like that, the kind of the honky tonk Mississippi Delta music, if there is such a thing. But the flavor of the setting of this movie is very strong in locations, accents, sounds, and sights. Now, with all of that praise, there were just a few things that I didn't like or thought could have been done differently or better. For example, it breaks my heart to watch characters make one bad decision after another for an hour and a half. It's kind of exhausting. But I get it. That was the story. And it was, like I said, very realistic. Many of the scenes occur at night, as alluded to by the title of the film, right? And so these scenes are visually dark. So when you watch this movie, try to watch it on the biggest screen that you can now that it's on streaming. Some moments seem unbelievable and unrealistic. So just don't think too hard, and then you'll enjoy this more. Now, I know that that's kind of an ironic thing for me to say because I just finished saying how the characters seemed realistic. But some of the situations and scenarios I thought might have pushed it a little bit. I don't know. It would be really sad to think that some of those things really do happen in real life. Now, I always write down funny lines and interesting lines while I watch films, and I like to share it with you just so you can get a taste for the dialogue and the script writing quality. I have them all on my written review over at moviereviewmom.com, so you can check all of them out over there, but I'll share some of them with you right now. When I went back to look at my notes to see what I had written, I did not write down any funny lines. This is not a comedy at all. But I did write down some interesting lines worth noting. So one is spoken by Big Mama Sweet. That's the character that's played by Marianne Jean-Baptiste. And she says, "You might get hurt if you do, but you will get hurt if you don't." She's constantly threatening Aaron Eckhart's character. Now, the foster mom is just played so beautifully by Amanda Saunders. And she's so sweet and tender and sensitive to this foster boy of hers. And she says, when he's being bullied at school, when he's a little boy, she says, "Nobody has the right to call you names or hurt you. Nobody." And she teaches him to stand up for himself and to not just be a doormat and let people treat him like that, which obviously folds into the man that he is today that we see in that movie, as a grown adult. We see lots of flashbacks, and they're easy to spot because he's a young boy in the flashbacks. And then Bella Thorne is a young character, obviously, because she's young, and she's got street smarts, and she says, "Dumb don't think it through. Dumb just does." And she has a good head on her shoulders, especially considering she grew up in a very rough town and a very rough circumstance. And so I really liked her character. Another time she says, "It's a long shot, I know. Most things are." And again, I appreciated her wisdom considering where her character came from, or maybe I should say because of where her character came from. She was able to really cut through the garbage and say it like it is. And so I liked her character a lot. And then this was a great line. She says to somebody, no spoilers. She says, "I ain't no angel from heaven, but it don't really matter where I'm from. It just matters that I'm here." And I loved that too. All right, and then I'll end with just one more. This is another line spoken by the foster mom, again, played by Amanda Saunders. And she's talking to the boy, and he's wondering, where is he from? Who is he? Because he doesn't have his parents, his blood parents. And she says, "We're always looking for who we are. You, me, all of us. And that doesn't have anything to do with your blood. And I loved that because it gave him permission to figure out who he was, knowing or not knowing his blood relation to his parents or his blood lineage, but just standing in the world. Who is he? Who does he want to be? And that's a great message for all of us, because I know who my parents are, my blood relatives, but I feel like I'm still trying to figure out who I am in some ways. Anyway, I thought it was really great advice. All right, so let me give you some recommendations for 3 films I instantly thought of while I was watching this one. The first one is called Cinderella Man. Fantastic acting, and it's also about a boxer who's going through a rough time and trying to figure stuff out. Another boxing movie is called Southpaw, again with excellent performances. And then the last one, of course, is about a boxer called The Fighter. Now, different than the book that this movie was based on. And so I recommend all of those, especially if you're into boxing. My husband thinks boxing is the coolest sport ever. And one of my sons also really likes boxing. And when he was in high school, my husband took him to this little boxing training place, and they would go every week and work out and practice. And then he even competed. And now that he's an older man, well, not that old, I mean, he's still a young guy, but he's married. And now he's discovered this really cool MMA boxing place near where he lives. And he just is loving it because it's mixed martial arts. He does more than just punch people. And so he loves that blend. He also has a black belt in Roshindo and has always been really interested in those types of martial arts. Anyway, by the way, I have a black belt in Taekwondo that I got many years ago. I haven't done it in many years, but it really does teach you discipline. And of course, it's a great physical workout. I probably should get back to doing that. But anyway, if you have a minute, run over to Instagram. You can find me as Movie Review Mom, but you can also find me as Trina Boice, where you can see my books, my online courses, and my other shenanigans. So have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.